everyone might have cried already, seeing the photos, seeing the stories. So that gives us at least some kind of idea or some kind of message that what we need to do. So the action item is, please make sure that you speak out against this violence, against this genocide. This is surely against, this is totally openly against Muslims that has been done. This is well planned and this has to be stopped. Although there are a lot of Hindu brothers and sisters, they have also died while saving the lives. Can you imagine that? I cannot even sleep when I saw that burnt man. He's a Hindu man. He saved six lives and he got totally burnt and he's still surviving for his life. So for me, he is the inspiration. For me, because of him, I think, I'm able to stand here. And he is the hope. He is that person who can build or who is rebuilding the hopes, homes and humanity for me. And for every one of us, we have to find those heroes. I have been part of one group which is totally 24/7 working for rescue, relief and media and advocacy also back home in India.
You're good. So I'm here not as a Hindu, I'm here as a Tamil. That is my identity. Along Tamils and Muslims together, we have three issues in common in South Asia. The first issue is the issue of identity, right? Are you a Tamil or are you an Indian? Are you a Muslim or are you an Indian, right? We always get tagged into this binary, concept of either you are this or you are that. And that is a prevalent common issue to all of us. The second issue is the issue of security. When there was genocide happening in Sri Lanka, just because someone spoke a different language, it impacts us. It impacts each and every Tamil speaking brother across. And we find the same pain, we feel the same anguish for our dear Muslim brethren and Hindus who comes in the way of this conflict. The third issue is the issue of equity, right? As a Tamil, I often question myself as to why did my state government do population control measures in 1971 just now to be penalized in the 15th Planning Commission in terms of lesser allocation of resources. As this Muslim brethren, I am sure a lot of us are feeling the same. Why is 14% of Muslim population having only 2.5% in representation of bureaucracy of Indian government? Why are Muslim brethren having less and less access to housing? Why are we having less and less access to education? So all these three issues strangely unites us more than things which separates us. So I am here in solidarity to get peace, to think peace and be ever vigilant. Thanks again for this opportunity. Appreciate the time.
As a student group at Yale, we're so happy that you all are here. I think it's really important to recognize that thoughts and prayers are not enough. As members of the South Asian diaspora, we have an incredible amount of privilege, like my friend Saket said. We have over 20 universities across the United States helping us organize against the Hindutva regime in India, and we'd want you to do the same. It means so much to us that all of you are out here, but it's important to recognize that thoughts and prayers are not enough, so please help us organize. Please, let's stand up against the Hindutva regime and let's call out what's going on in India, and let's call on each other as members of the South Asian diaspora to stand up and make sure that our voices are actively heard. Iman is going to talk a little bit more about our protest on March 5th. That's fine, I can just... Okay, great. So based on everything that both Saket and Vishwa have talked about, we think it's very, very important that anybody and everybody who's able to make it show up to our March 5th protest that is happening at a total of 18 college campuses in the US. So we would encourage you to come up to whichever college campus is closest to where you are. That might be Yale University, that might be University of Connecticut, that might be Hartford, whichever university it is. We would really truly encourage you to be there on March 5 to protest with us as we organize a Holi against Hindutva. we recognize the use of the term Holi here, and we've been in conversation with both local organizations that are working with Dalit women and the importance of this term towards different communities based in India. But the way that we are hoping to organize this is to use Holi as a conversation starter for saying that India, which is a country that is so colorful and made colorful by the presence of the diversity of its communities, that be Muslims, as somebody mentioned, Tamil people, that might be across religion, across gender, across all different ethnicities, is what makes India colorful. And the fact that what is happening right now is ridding India of that color. So we're therefore calling our protest a Holi against Hindutva and playing with colors black and white to signify the kind of violence that's been happening in India right now. So we really truly would encourage you to join us, if possible, at Yale at 4 p.m. on March 5th. That's it. Thank you.
I saw in the flyer that you should wear black.
Yes, we're encouraging, thank you. We're encouraging every single person who attends the protest to please wear black to show solidarity with our cause. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Is it the same time in all the universities?
No, so it's at different times at different universities, but it's between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So some college campuses are starting at 4:30, others are starting at 5. At Yale specifically, we're starting at 4 p.m. and we hope to end by 5:30. I can look into it.
Yeah, we can send you the information and he can.
Yeah, hopefully I can get it from their site.
Yeah.
I'll send it across, because I know Yale, UConn, they were tentative about that. They didn't finalize it, but once I get it, I'll send it across.
Sure.
No, I think we can. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
You can
Speak about what Hindutva is.
Yeah, obviously. That's why I didn't touch the part, because you guys.
One more thing.
Name,
we
right?
want to touch more about what exactly Hindutva is. That is a term that we've been talking about a lot. Hindutva ideology is more simply Hindu nationalist ideology. Just what Modi is trying to do is trying to turn India from a diverse state to being a Hindu state, to being a upper caste state. He's basically saying that India is not for everyone. India is for upper caste, richer Indians, Hindus, and not Muslims or Tamils or Dalits or women even, or people who don't identify as straight with different sexual orientations. That's what Hindutva ideology is, and that's exactly what we're protesting against. I just wanted to touch on that specific detail a little bit more to show that this is really a movement for everybody. Because anyone who believes that India is not just for this one select group of people that Modi is part of, those are the people who should be in this protest.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Assam, and I'm Egyptian, and I'm here to represent grassroots organization, represent all the state of Connecticut. We are a coalition of Action Together Connecticut, Fight Back, and Indivisibles. The coalition I'm here today to represent has a lot of diversity. We represent all over the Connecticut of people from different colors, ethnicities, races, and religions. And we here today to show solidarity and support for all the cause that brought all of us here today in a very cold day. So thank you so much everyone for being here today. Our coalition is working to support civil rights, freedom of religion for everyone. And we understand the cause and the struggle that people in India today are suffering and facing in front of a right-wing government that does not represent the people of India. We always think of India as the place where cares more about peaceful peaceful principles that inspire the whole entire world to be more peaceful and loving and welcoming place in diverse groups. But today what we see in India does not represent what we understand of India, does not show the real face of India that we all get to know and understand and love. This time we believe, as a coalition of activists from different backgrounds and ethnicities here in Connecticut, we believe that must end, and we are committed to work on solidarity with all of the Indian and all of the groups that are willing to support the cause to create an end and make an end to this challenge that facing the Indian people who believe in love and peace and solidarity and a diverse community for every and each individual in India. We are committed to civil rights, and we have multiple activities trying to lobby and support the Indian people cause within our elected officials, not only in Connecticut but around the country, to be able to gain more support and take a solid action that will help all of us to end the discrimination movement that's happening in India right now. So please, if any one of you would like to join us, you can look us online, the coalition of the activist group in Connecticut, and you can join us of doing all the activities we do around the state, not only in Hartford area, but also in every corner of the state, to support the cause of religious freedoms all over the state. The last thing I have, so I would, and on behalf of the coalition I represent today, we believe in the cause of the Indian people, and we will do what it takes to put an end to what's happening there.
Good afternoon. My name is Jaya Ganesh Ramasamy. So every part of my name is Hindu. So I come from the state of Tamil Nadu, and I don't practice any religion. So I hope the Almighty Nature will keep me this way. But we love everybody. As a Tamil, as a human, as an Indian, we love everybody. So I come from a small village in Tamil Nadu. So it's a district, very popular district. It's known for for a lot of things. Its bravery, history. But we lived, and we will continue to live hand in hand with everybody. So when I meet a Muslim, I say Mama. So Mama means my mom's brother. So I see a lot of people from my place. So when I meet a Muslim, with the beard, I say Mama eppadi irukringa, which means how are you? So that's the relationship we have. Okay. So we don't want this relationship to be taken from us because of the politics, because of other things, the power hungry. And this relationship did not start yesterday. So we have this with the Muslims for thousands of years. So and India belongs to everybody. So it belongs to you, me, and everybody. Okay, so nobody can say, hey, you are a Muslim, you get out, because more than anybody, Muslims deserve India better. Because when I read our independence history, okay, so when I come across 100 names, 60, 70 names or maybe more are Muslim names. Okay, so even when we were fighting for independence, okay, so when Velu Nachiyar was fighting, okay, who came to help us? That was Tipu Sultan. So he came to help us. He provided men. He provided weapon. Okay. So when we fought for independence, we fought as a whole. Okay. Today, just because somebody want to come to power, somebody want to stay in power, this is not the way to treat people. Okay. So I again, my heart goes to those suffered, and I just came here to show solidarity that we are with you.
Okay, so my name is Raihan. I also come from Tamil Nadu. We call Machi, Mama and Machi. That's how we call. See, the situation in India is very worse, as we all know, and we see lot of young people who went out of their house, regardless of religion, and they did not return. We know a Rahul Solanki who went out just to get milk and he did not return. We know a lot of people. India was not like this all the time. I'll just tell you my personal experiences, right? So in 1996, my father passed away. So how he passed away? It was on the day of Bakrid. It was on the day of our Eid. We were coming back, my father and my mother and three of my siblings. They were coming in a bus. It's a public bus, right? It's a public transportation. So my father saw a thief, a pickpocket, picking up a pocket, right? He was stealing a wallet of other people. There were 4 people. My father did not think that this guy is not a Muslim, I shouldn't help him. My father did not think that I have 4 kids of mine. They are all small ages. They are all kids, right? We were all kids. I was born in 86, right? And this happened in 95, 96. We were all kids. My father did not think about it. My father went for justice and he was killed. They stabbed him 7 times in the bus and he died in the bus. Did my father think that this is a Muslim? This is a Christian brother? I will help only Muslim brothers? No, he did not think that way. We never had this feeling inside us that this is a Muslim, we should help Muslims, or this is a Hindu, we should help Hindu. We never had such a thing inside us. After that, we never thought that the person who killed us, we never thought about his religion. I studied in a Hindu Brahmin school where I never felt any categorization. That's how we were. When Diwali comes, when Deepavali comes, we used to fire crackers all together. Atheists, Hindus, Christians, Muslims, we all get together and we were cracking the fires, right? So that's how India was. But where is it today? And we have to understand why it has reached where it has reached. It's not because humans have changed. We see so many non-Muslims die today trying to save Muslims. One person, Sanjeev, he saved Jahangir, right? We saw so many people died. Why is it all happening? Not because humans changed, no. It's because the power changed. It's because the government changed. The power-hungry people and the religion-hungry people, they made this happen. And the only way to defeat this is in our hands. We sticking together, we using our common sense, our brain that God has given us, and being together. Our togetherness is what will make us survive, otherwise we'll just perish. So I want to end by saying that let's be together, spread the news of love. If we do not spread good, then evil will automatically spread.
Main important thing is right now the riots is happening. Riots is the secondary. What is the main purpose of it? The main purpose of this happening is the danger of the Indian Constitution. Our Constitution of India is at danger. So now to diverse this killing of Muslims and riots and all the hatred has been induced into the population, and this killing is not done by the Hindus or the neighbors. These are the hired gun. They are the people who is actually sponsored by the government of India, and that's what they are doing it. And so in order to scare, in order to silence the protest against the danger of the Constitution of India. So what we need to do, we need to make sure that our Constitution is protected. We need to start activism. We need to start talking to our senators and start. The protest is great, but we need to do a lot of other things behind the scene. And what the students are doing at Yale and other campuses, these like the brother said, we have a voice. We need to use our voice. We have the power in this country to raise and make it aware. So
as Anis bhai said, protest is good. It's not going to change the things. It gives you a chance to make sure that you stand, you raise your voice, and you register your voice. But for me, protest is something through which we can build relationships. We will have this as a platform where we can start working together among our own groups, among other groups. So please make sure that you, I said the same thing last time also.
Okay. So my name is Niveta and I'm coming from Tamil Nadu. I'm a Tamil. So we've been seeing this news It's all over social media. Actually, it's more over social media than regular media, mainstream media, which is very typical. This kind of violence towards a particular community is not the first time, especially in our country or Sri Lanka. I consider both as the same place. This happens over and over again. This reminds me of Gujarat, this reminds me of Coimbatore, this reminds me of Sri Lanka. So this is unreal.
I know people from India know the terrible things that went on, but the most people just saw what they saw on national TV. President Trump in India saying everything is fine. So what are some of the things that happened?
So it all started getting very nasty and getting very hateful during the election that happened recently in Delhi state election. It started from there. There were slogans against the protests, against the peaceful protests. There were 2 times they tried to shoot the protesters, peaceful protesters. One at Jamia, one at Shaheen Bagh. So 2 protesters, two people who were shouting, who were shooting, on those protesters, and police arrested that. It is all across the media as well.
When was that?
It was before this happened, right during the election, like 2 weeks back.
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah. It happened 2 weeks ago, and the guy who was shooting, like he had the gun with him, and then he was shooting openly towards the protesters. So that was the first build-up, and that happened when during the election, politicians from BJP, they started slogan as I'll just say in Hindi and translate in English also, Goli maro in gaddaro ko. So basically, just shoot these anti-nationals. So as per them, people who are sitting for the protest, they are anti-national. And then this built it up. Election happened, they lost, and then after that also the slogans and the speeches, hate speeches were continuing. There was no end to that. So the speeches included nationalism, and they just labeled everyone as anti-national. Second, they started speaking against Muslims. They said these guys they just eat biryani, and then they don't do anything. Biryani is a dish that everyone eats, but it becomes a symbol. We have seen there are 80 years women, they are sitting in the protest since last 2.5 months. There's 5 degrees Celsius temperature there in Delhi. Though you don't have mattresses, you don't have anything. They are just sitting there and protesting silently and very peacefully. And if there is a rain, they're just covering their head and then just sitting there. So this is just the background of it. And then now, right after the election, things happened. Everything was pretty much normal, I would say. There were protests. So currently in India, there are 137 sit-in protests happening 24/7. There are 137 till late last week. And then these guys said, okay, we also want to clean this up. We want to get these protesters out of whatever they are doing. And then I think that's how it started. There were some hateful speeches by BJP MPs and MLAs also. And then we have seen all of a sudden this massacre. So there are...
What massacre? People here do not know about.
So what happened, the mob came and they started attacking Muslim houses. They started attacking Muslim mosques, masjids. And there were nobody who could survive from that. That entire street, if you see, they have destroyed all the houses. And if there is any house which is of Hindu house, there was one flag or there was something which identified that this is a Hindu house. And I'm ashamed to say this because I grew up in India and I have never ever seen this in my entire life. I have so many Hindu friends. There are Hindus who are still working for relief and rescue, like continuously 48 hours, 72 hours.
Were there fires too?
Yeah, they fired the entire houses. They destroyed. They killed pregnant women. They killed everybody they could see on their path.
How many people? Is there any estimate?
44 died.
44 died.
As we speak on what is the date today? Sunday, March 1st.
And this is when Trump was there.
Yeah, this happened when Trump was there, and there was no statement either from Trump or from from our Prime Minister also. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.